Here are some of the papers I use to draw comics. You can see most of them are Strathmore. This is your standard 400 series 2-ply smooth Bristol, and it's thick enough to take washes. Well, a lot of these three are thick enough to take washes, and solid enough to take scratching of a nib. And this one is plate surface, so it's your smooth, really slick surface. And this is you'll have a different feel with your tools on this. Even the pencil will glide differently on this paper. And this is your rougher, semi-smooth. So this has got a nice surface if you want more textural effects, and if you're doing washes on it, it'll be more like a cold press watercolor paper. Not as rough as watercolor paper, but much more than these smoother ones. And this is just a lighter version of the 400 series. This is 300, 11 by 17, so it's cheaper. But I think this can take most tools. You might get a little bleeding on nibs, but if you're not using nibs, this will take a brush. And I used to use that a lot before they had comic book cut sizes. I would just use the 14 by 17. And so if you needed to have bleeds, larger bleeds, then you could get a bigger size like this. I also have some of this stuff. Somebody recommended it to me, and it has a very slick surface like this. It's lighter weight. I don't think you could do washes on it, but it can hold different tools. So you could do some nib work on here. I don't use it a lot. I prefer the other stuff, but it's good for patching a page because it's so thin. If you put it on a light box, you can see through it very well, and it's easier to cut. So if you had to cut and redo a panel, slap this on your original. And there's also, Strathmore also makes another paper that has lines on it, and it's a light version in that. I don't think it can take nibs, but it's good if you want lines for penciling. So you can find all these papers on the big art supplier websites like Dick Blick and Jerry's Artorama and whatnot. And they're usually pretty well priced, so it's not too expensive to get.